It was the kind of summer afternoon that makes the air feel like molten metal. A sudden lightning storm had rolled across our county, igniting dry brush along the edge of my property. The fire spread fast, fueled by the drought and parched undergrowth. I knew that if I didn't act immediately, several homes in the area would be in real danger. I jumped into my fire truck, my pride and joy, outfitted with industrial-grade pumps, hoses, and a massive water tank. This wasn't just any vehicle. It was my personal emergency response unit, equipped to handle wildfires, floods, and nearly any disaster you could imagine. As I sped toward the flames, the acrid smell of smoke hit me, thick in the air. The fire was already climbing the hills, threatening to jump to neighboring properties. I was about to pull up the access gate when I noticed something that made my blood boil. Karen's bright red minivan was parked directly in front of it. Not just parked, deliberately blocking the only emergency route to my property. And there she was, standing with arms crossed, glaring like she owned the world. "Move your car, Karen," I shouted, my voice cutting through the roar of the wind and the fire. She lifted her chin, defiance in her eyes. "Nope, you haven't paid your HOA fees. You're not going anywhere." I blinked. Was she seriously using my fire response as leverage to collect HOA dues? "Karen," I said slowly, "there's a fire. People's property and lives are at risk. Move now, or this is going to get very unpleasant." Her reply was a scoff. "I don't care. The rules say you can't drive here without permission. I'm enforcing them." I realized words wouldn't work. Not today. Time was running out. I activated the remote override on my fire truck, which I had installed precisely for emergencies like this. The hydraulic gate lifted, nudging Karen's minivan forward like a toy in slow motion. She screamed, leaping back just in time to avoid getting hit. The minivan slid a few feet, wheels spinning helplessly in the dirt, while my truck roared past. Once inside, I unleashed the fire truck's hoses. Water streams hit the flames with immense force, turning roaring fire into hissing steam. Smoke curled skyward, but the worst of it was contained within minutes. I moved strategically, protecting homes and neighboring properties as my crew followed in tandem, extinguishing embers before they could reignite. Meanwhile, Karen had called 911 hysterical. She claimed that I had endangered HOA property and assaulted her vehicle. By the time the fire department arrived, they were greeted by a scene that told the real story: a contained wildfire, saved homes, and one very embarrassed HOA member standing in a ditch beside her now damaged minivan. The captain took one look at Karen and shook his head. "Blocking emergency access? That's a felony, ma'am. You're lucky no one was hurt." Karen tried to argue. "But it's private property." The captain, unimpressed, replied, "Emergency access overrides private property rights. No exceptions." The fines were astronomical. Her insurance wouldn't even touch the damage, and I filed a claim for the costs her minivan caused. The HOA had to reimburse me for the gate repairs and other damages. On top of it, Karen became a cautionary tale in the county. Never, ever block emergency access, no matter how much you dislike your neighbor. That night, as I drove the fire truck back across my property, the ditch where her minivan ended up still smoldered in my mind. I parked at the edge of my land, looking at the gate I had cleared, and smiled. Not because I liked seeing her humiliated, but because I had protected people, property, and the law itself, all while showing that a little preparedness goes a long way. Karen had learned a lesson the hard way. Some lessons are taught by the law. Some lessons are taught by fire trucks. And sometimes the only way to teach a lesson is to drive it straight through a minivan.